out your CMS systems, your content management systems. So this is your back end, so to speak. This is how you can get into your website and you can make the changes happening. Does everybody have access to their own website? Anybody, well, I should ask, anybody that doesn't? Oh. No, I always like to use the analogy here that if you go and buy a new car, do you get the keys to your new car? No, it's a good idea because there's little things that you can do to help change your website, like little wording, or it might be a photo change or something like that. I mean, does that mean that you have to send it to someone and they charge you for it every time? Yeah. So if you can get those keys, it would be much, much better for you. Yeah. Because then you can make these changes. You can do these little word changes and little images and so forth, because every time you make a change on your website, Google loves that, because they will come to your website because they know then that you regularly change the information on your website. And then, of course, it's going to increase your page rankings. So the more that you can do, the better. And if you have to keep paying someone to do that, then it's going to cost you a fortune. So the little things that you can do, I mean, you don't have to do all of it. It could just be those little things. So even if it's a big change, then use your web guy or whoever it is that you use. But it's a really good idea to make those changes on a regular basis, because it can save you money. Oh, search engine optimization. This is the good stuff. So you've got your website. It's great. It looks good. We've got all those emotions happening. We've got everything that we need to have on the website that should be there. Okay. Now we need to get those page rankings up higher for you. And how do we do it? Okay. Just to give you a little bit of interesting facts, Google, February of this year, had 2 billion plus searches a day. That's a lot of searches that you could potentially be getting on your website. So here, this is the Australian market. So as you can see, all this blue, this is all google.com.au. So they've pretty much got the market. There's not many others. We've got this, the red is Bing, the yellow is Yahoo, this little green sliver down here is Ask, and then this is also Google, this is google.com, so pretty much all of that, that's them. So that's, say, 90% of the market. So it's pretty big. And then globally, it's the same scale. So Google's in the blue again. Bing and Yahoo have got a little bit of a higher chunk, but still Google's up there. They're the ones who have got the market. So if you need to do anything, do it for Google rather than anybody else, because the Australian market share it's all them. Okay, so this is how it works. So if anybody doesn't know how search engine actually works, this is a good little slide. So we've got these little things called web spiders or Google bots. And there's millions upon millions of these little guys. So don't imagine, this room would be filled to the brim if you sort of wanted to put it in context. So what they do is they go trolling is the word, and they troll through all the websites. And I think the last count that I read the other day, there was 890 million websites. That's a lot of websites. So they go out and they go searching all these websites, okay? Then what they actually do is they go and look for the keywords within these websites. So the things that they tend to look at, and it's not a tried and tested rule, but the things that they'll go and look at first are your title bar. So at the top of the page where it's got in the blue, usually right at the very top, and it's got a little bit, usually some keywords about your business. So it might have, you might have Mooloolaba accommodation, bedrooms, apartments, whatever. So they'll look at those as your keywords. Then they'll go down to your content in your website and they go, okay, is those keywords down here somewhere? And they'll go, okay, yes it is. I can see those same keywords are happening here. They'll go and look at some images. Is there keywords on your images, like we were talking about before? And they'll go, yep, they are, okay? Then they'll go and look at some links in your website, so to other businesses, and they'll go, are these links relevant or of the same type of business to what this particular business is? So if you've got a hotel accommodation, for instance, and you've got a link to, no, I'm just trying to think of something totally off the charts, a toy shop, absolutely no connection whatsoever. They'll go, oh, hang on a second, why have we got a toy shop on this website? It doesn't make any relevance. And he goes, oh, I don't like that. So what you need to do is you need to keep those keywords nice and consistent all the way through to your images, your videos and all that sort of thing, and then all the way through to your links. So once they go through all that and it's all connected and it all makes sense, I go, oh yep, this is who they say they are, I'm going to increase your page rankings. And that's basically how it works. But if anything along that way and it breaks that link or it breaks that connection all the way through, they go, no, that doesn't make sense. I'm going to stick you down on the 8th page. So you need to make sure that you've got all these things flowing, because that's what Google looks for. So they'll go look at these keywords, okay? Then what it does is what's called the indexing, like I was with the ranking. So that's where your page ranks come. And then that's where you'll come up on then Google's page. And then of course your customer will then be looking at that. So it's really important to keep these keywords nice and flowing and relevant to your business. And if you change these regularly as well, Google will see that. And they'll go, okay, this person's onto it, or this business is onto it. I can see that they regularly go in and check their website, they change content, they add images, they update keywords. Google will come back. So the more often that they come back to your website, the better, because they'll be coming there for a reason then, and they'll increase your page rankings. Google AdWords works very well for that, because obviously you're driving keywords out there so people can actually then come and see you, and then you will come up on, I'll show you a slide in the I think it's next. Oh, so this is the description I was talking to you about. So that's that title tag I was just saying. So see here, this one here has Daintree Discovery Tours, Explore Daintree's Tropical Rainforest, Sea Kayaking, Daintree Ice Cream Company, Solar Whisper, Cooper Creek Wilderness and Cape Tribulation. That's a lot of keywords in a title, but if anybody happens to be searching for any of that, they're going to come up because that's what they put in their keywords, okay? Then we've got their heading, so it looks at Daintree full day tours. Yes, it's relevant. Looks at your keyword rich content. So we're looking at Cape Tribulations there. I can't even see that. Daintree Rainforest is there. Mossman Gorge, Daintree River, and a few others I can't quite read because I'm too close. So these are those keywords. So again, they're looking at all this and they're going, yep, all makes sense. It's all relevant. It all flows. And then we've got image titles. So this one here actually has a title on the page. So even if I didn't hover, I would still see it, which is actually not a bad thing. So if I don't happen to hover over your image, I can still see the title of what I'm seeing. So that's actually a good thing. But also, if I hovered, I'd see that little bar, little hover box that would come up with those keywords as well. They're called alt attributes or alt tags, if you've ever heard the jargon. That's the same thing when we're talking about descriptions on your images. So if anybody ever talks to you about alt tags, that's what we're talking about, okay? Then we've got your hyperlinks, and then we've got the structures. Make sure the structures of the URL are also with keywords as well. So we've got their Daintree Discovery Tours. Don't forget those keywords, because obviously that's your business. Have those keywords in the content as well. Because if I search, I'm going to come up for Daintree Discovery Tours. Because I was talking to another gentleman yesterday or the day before, and I typed in the name of his business, like his actual name, and he was 7th page in Google search rankings. They didn't have their business as keywords. So if I knew him and wanted to use him again, I couldn't even find him because he didn't use his own keywords. So they're just little things that people forget to do. They think about all the other keywords but not their own business name. So it's really important. Oh, I love this. So the web, much like Queensland Rail. So it's actually quite interesting. So if you think of Central Station is your website, okay? So that's you in the middle. And then these are all the possible things that people could be going onto your website to go and look at, or could be links on your website that take them somewhere. So if anywhere along the line, this little link here gets broken, you'll lose them because it's not going to take them to where I want to be. So you've got to make really sure that all the links and everything that on your page works. Because as soon as you get one of these little missing ones, you'll come up with a little red box, you know, the old red box, cross in the box scenario, or you'll get a page that comes up and says, sorry, website can't be found. They'll just go and search again and look for something else. So you need to make sure. How often or how long ago did anybody go and actually check their website for links? How long ago did you go?
Friday.
Friday. What did you look for?
Google searches on keywords.
Okay, so do you actually go to your website though and look at links and check booking buttons and things like that?
I didn't last Friday.
Yeah.
I alternate.
Oh, good. Good. Excellent. So that is exactly what we need to be doing. So alternate weeks. So one week you go and check your search rankings, go put in some keywords. Where do you come up? So if you come up on the first page, brilliant. If you don't, why? Okay, so it could be maybe you need some updating. Maybe some extra keywords might need to be added. And then the week before, we went and checked all the links on the website, all the little bits of ins and outs. So if you can't find something, imagine what your consumer's doing. They're looking for it, but they can't find it. So go and check things regularly on your website as well, because the more you can do that, then you can pick up on errors a lot quicker as well. So that's a really good idea. Okay, so this is for the search engine optimization pyramid. This is actually quite good. So we've got down the bottom, this is your website itself. So we've got all the internal structures and the site maps and everything about your actual website is working really well. Okay, so this is down here. Then we've got your keyword searching, research and targeting. So all your keywords and your titles and your metadata or anything else, these are all working really well as well. So we're actually getting to the second level. Then we go up to your link building. Now we haven't talked about that. Now link building is really important as well. So when I was talking about before, when Google goes and searches for links that you're using to other companies. So if it's to a toy shop and you're a hotel and it makes no sense, then get it off, okay? Get rid of links that do not make any sense on your website, because Google will go, I don't like that, and you'll come down in your search page, okay? Use links that are going to help your business. So you've got some prime examples, like on the Sunshine Coast. You guys, again, have got so much you can do, it's not funny. You need to build your relationships with your other people in your area, with your businesses, okay? Let's get the people here to the coast first. Once we get them here, then we can fight for the piece of the pie. Let's get them here first, okay? So let's help each other, okay? So if you're a hotel accommodation, let's help the tour guide down the road and let's link to him and they link back to you. If you're with Skydive Ramblers, you probably have so many opportunities for links. So you could be connecting to local tours, local attractions, some of the hotels, transport, like buses and things like that, definitely. But links are really important because Google will see that and they'll look at that. So the more that you can have those links there and get them to link you back. Don't forget, it's a two-way street. Have the conversation with the guy down the road and go, hey, let's do something here. Let's get the people to the coast in the first place. Let's work together and let's help each other. So that if I do happen to go searching for attractions Sunshine Coast, then everybody's going to pop up and then we're going to see accommodation, we're going to see touring, we're going to see transport. The aim for us as a region, get them here first, okay? Once we've got them here, that's the hard part's over. Then it's obviously then fighting for the accommodation or the tour. So that's your link building. And then of course the last part of it is your social side. So Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, that sort of thing. That's a whole new workshop in itself. If anyone wants to talk about Facebook, we can do that in our one-on-ones. If you want to have a discussion about that, that's not a problem. But this is the last link in the chain because now Google searches all forms of social media as well. So everything gets searched now. Google's really opened up the platform's process for searching. So I do get that question a lot. Should we be on social media? That's up to you as a business. But if you think about Facebook, Facebook's got 800 million people now that use it, that's a lot of people that you could potentially have access to. This is, we've all seen a standard Google search page. And I'll just flick through here. So, in the red boxes, these are your paid per click advertising, so Google AdWords for instance. And it's usually shaded the the yellow or the orangey colour up the top, and then on that right hand side is also your pay per click advertising. And then this is all your natural or organic searching. So as you can see, the difference between the clicks on your natural is 80% to 20%. So that may have changed a little bit now as well, but most people will search or click into your natural area because they believe people who end up here are a leader of their business. It's just a consumer behaviour. They just think that, well, if I had to pay for it, you know, why? Why did you have to pay for it? It's not to say that Google AdWords doesn't work either. It does, because you're getting your presence up high. But people have just got this natural ability that you just, well, not ability, but natural thinking that if you're here, you must be pretty good because you're doing something right, because you're up high in your page rankings. So that's just the difference between the two areas, and most of you probably do understand that. The other thing too, if you ever want to have a look, is, I'll just see if, oh yes, you've got this word that will sit next to all your sites called cached. I'm not sure if anybody's ever noticed it before, but if you click on that word, it'll tell you the last time those little Google bots went to your site. So it's always a good idea maybe to regularly check that, so you can see whether or not they have come to you recently, so that you know that yes, they've been here. So it's just like a I was here stamp on your site. So it's just a little interesting bit of information. You don't have to, it's just something that you might want to check every now and again. Because obviously the more often that they come to your site, the better, because your paid rankings will increase. Like ESPN, for instance, the big sports channel in the States, they get cached every 30 seconds. Because obviously their content changes that fast and that quick that Google come there all the time. So when I'm searching for sports channel or something like that, you'll find that ESPN will be up there quite high because they are regularly getting visited by Google. So obviously that won't happen for us because we won't have that much content to change all the time. But even if they come to you, every couple of weeks or every couple of months, that's pretty good to keep them coming.
Where Australia shines.